Imagine entering an emergency room and seeing a patient struggling to breathe, pale, cold, and clammy with a weak pulse and dangerously low blood pressure. This is cardiogenic shock, one of the most life-threatening cardiac emergencies. And understanding it through a critical integrated map, or CIM, can make all the difference between life and death. The CIM is a tool that connects every aspect of patient care assessment: pathophysiology, nursing diagnosis, management, and patient education into a single comprehensive framework. It allows healthcare professionals to see the big picture and respond quickly and effectively. The starting point in cardiogenic shock is usually myocardial damage, often caused by a severe myocardial infarction. When heart muscle cells die, they lose their ability to contract effectively. This reduces the heart's pumping ability, especially in the left ventricle, leading to decreased cardiac output. As the heart fails to deliver adequate blood, vital organs like the brain, kidneys, and liver begin to suffer from hypoperfusion. Patients may report dizziness, confusion, or extreme fatigue, which are early warning signs that the body is already struggling to maintain perfusion. You can remember this sequence with the simple mnemonic: pump failure. Backup, shutdown. Pump failure is reduced contractility. Backup is pulmonary congestion, and shutdown is organ hypoperfusion. As blood backs up into the lungs due to left ventricular failure, pulmonary congestion and edema develop. Fluid leaks into the alveoli, making oxygen exchange difficult and causing shortness of breath and hypoxia. This is why monitoring oxygenation and providing supplemental oxygen is a key component in the CIM. At the same time, tissue hyperperfusion forces cells into anaerobic metabolism, producing lactic acid and leading to metabolic acidosis, which further depresses myocardial function. This sets up a vicious cycle. The weaker the heart becomes, the less blood flows. The more tissue hypoxia develops, and the more acidosis worsens heart function. Its body tries to compensate. Tachycardia, vasoconstriction, and activation of the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system all work to maintain blood pressure and perfusion. Initially, these mechanisms help, but over time they increase myocardial oxygen demand and afterload, worsening the patient's condition. In the CIM framework, nurses focus on recognizing these compensatory signs early, continuously monitoring vital signs, urine output, oxygen saturation, and mental status, and intervening before organ damage becomes irreversible. Medical management in the CIM includes oxygen therapy, inotropic drugs like dobutamine or milrinone to increase contractility, vasopressors like norepinephrine to maintain blood pressure, and diuretics to reduce pulmonary congestion. Fluid management is critical, balancing perfusion with avoiding overload. When pharmacological measures are insufficient, surgical interventions such as percutaneous coronary intervention, coronary artery bypass grafting, valve repair or replacement, and mechanical support devices like intra-aortic balloon pumps or ventricular assist devices may be necessary to stabilize the patient. Nurses must prepare, monitor, and manage patients during these interventions carefully. Non-pharmacological management also plays a critical role. Patient positioning in semifallers improves breathing and oxygenation. Careful fluid restriction prevents volume overload, and continuous monitoring allows rapid recognition of deterioration. Education is another pillar. Patients and families must learn to observe warning signs at home, adhere strictly to medications, and understand the importance of follow-up visits. Special situations, like right ventricular infarction, may present differently, with low preload rather than pulmonary congestion. And arrhythmia-induced cardiogenic shock requires rapid rhythm management. Mechanical complications such as papillary muscle rupture or ventricular septal rupture require immediate surgical attention. Labs and radiology support the CIM by providing objective evidence. Elevated cardiac enzymes like troponin and CKM-B indicate myocardial injury. Arterial blood gases reveal hypoxia and metabolic acidosis. Chest X-rays may show pulmonary congestion or edema. while echocardiography demonstrates reduced ejection fraction and structural abnormalities. Nurses use these results to guide ongoing management and anticipate complications. In conclusion, the critical integrated map for cardiogenic shock is more than a study toollet, is a roadmap for patient survival. From myocardial damage to decreased cardiac output, pulmonary congestion, tissue hypoperfusion, and multi-organ failure, the CIM connects every piece of the puzzle. By mastering this framework, nurses and healthcare professionals can anticipate complications, intervene promptly, educate families effectively, and ultimately save lives. Remember the mnemonic: pump failure, back up. Shut down to quickly recall the sequence of events, and always consider patient-specific variations and special situations. Understanding the CIM transforms knowledge into action, ensuring holistic, precise, and life-saving care for patients experiencing cardiogenic shock.